Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we've got RaRa in the studio and a designer has asked her to get some photos with a cat suit that they've recently designed. So RaRa and Peter think that it could look really cool if we add some shadows into it, make it a little bit more edgier, and we're just going to run you through a behind the scenes of that photo shoot.
So this is just my first time playing with the Molus G200. I have a 100 watt and a 60 watt, and I paid for them, bought them through B&H when I was in the States. So I'm not tied by them, I'm not sponsored by them. They offered me an affiliate. I've decided no, because I don't want that. That's not why I do things. But I do like the fact that it's very reasonable in price light. It's very small, very light. I can do a lot with it. Yeah, sorry about the noise. The storm just came in, so we're just going to live with it. All right, I haven't taken a shot yet, as you'll see up on this computer. I'm shooting at 200 ISO at f4 at 125th of a second. So I'm just going to take a shot and I'll just start building my light from there. The good thing with when you're working with constant light, I'm going to be reasonably close with my exposure to start with, so it's just going off a little bit on the wall. I'm pretty much spot on. So I want to build the light from here. So I'm going to flip it quickly to black and white. So to me, it's all right. It's a little bit boring. I want to add some depth into this picture a little bit more. Although maybe come off just that far. I'm liking that better. I'm liking the light on your face better. I can shrink that shadow in tighter, which is going to be, I'm going to be shooting more with the light. That fixed the nose shadow a bit better. That would have turned the light up a bit more on RaRa, but I'll see what I can do with that. Yeah, it has brought the light up more on RaRa, but I'm thinking about putting a gobo in between the light, which is going to take some power off it. So I'm just going to leave it where it is. I'm looking at the shadow. I think I want to have the shadow at least the same height on RaRa. For me to get it to the same height on RaRa, I just need to drop. And again, this is the bonus of using constant lights, is everything you do, you can see it happen with your eyes. You don't have to, still looking a touch low. Let's drop you a touch more. Hopefully that stays there. Cool. So I'm tilting the light down just a little bit rather than having it pointed direct at RaRa's face. It's cool, I like that. By tilting it down a little bit more, tried to point more of the light power down here to spread a bit better here and pull some power off there. This is now getting close to the height I want. I still reckon I need a touch higher. So again, I'm just going to drop this a touch lower. Hope that worked. Just use my eyes. Oh, that's looking cool. Cool. Right. Let's get some fun into this shot. Yeah, I want to drop a gobo. I think this one will do what I want it to do, but let's see. It has taken off a bit of light there. It's not in fact, it's really cool. I'm liking what that's doing. It's definitely taken some power off. I'll swing this in a touch. Yeah, I think I'm up the, see, I want to get a little bit more. No, it doesn't matter if I'm a little bit dark on the face, because that's the first place it's going off. Let's just try there and see what I get with this. Yeah, I'm liking that much better. Got my exposure right on her. I think I want to finish now. So I've got another little Molus. This is a little, it's a 100 watt. I can't think of the name. Stick a little battery on this. And we'll turn this on. There we go. What I want to do, and I'm just going to do this with my eyes, I want to get a secondary type of interest into this. See how I've doubled up that shadow? And I'm just going to play till, let's try in there. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm liking what this has added so much more interest into the picture. If you look at that picture there and then look at what it's done, I've got more interest in here. I've got this nice doubling of the shadow, which I really, really like. All I'm doing is I'm just dropping it to a point and trying to take the center bit of the power off RaRa's face and more onto her body. I'm liking that even better. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sneak in a tiny bit, crop a touch tighter. Cool, cool. Cool, cool. That's cool. I'm gonna be shooting, so I want you to drift into the shot. Cool. Nice, nice. So it is edgy, high-end fashion, but I don't want a powerful face. Powerful eyes, really cool couture shapes. Cool, cool. That's really cool. Nice, I like that. I like that a lot. Cool, cool. All right, so now I'm just going to quickly finish off my look. So I do want to get, now it's coming together. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to quickly do, and this is just so it's a little to my thinking. So when I shoot film, I shoot black and white, but when I shoot digital, I shoot color. And people say to me, why don't you buy a black and white digital camera? And I say, well, I'm stuck with that black and white. So I'm stuck with Leica's black and white or Phase's black and white. It's their black and white. The only thing I can do is put color filters on to change different things, but I've got to do that before I've taken the picture. I can't fine tune that afterwards. And I thought, this is dumb because I shoot film in black and white, so I'm stuck with Tri-X, I'm stuck with Ilford, or what, all the different black and white films I'm using. I'm stuck with their black and white. So I decided to play with shooting color, scanning in color, then converting to black and white digitally so I can play with my red, green, blue channels and my toning of different colors to change the brightness of skin, the brightness of clothes and so forth. So I'm just going to do a couple of quick shots. I've got the Mamiya RB67. When I shot with film positive, which means slide film, I always underexpose by about a stop. When I shoot with digital, I'm looking at being under by about a stop because that's where my warnings are going off on my computer. I've set them down to 245. With shooting on film, I tend to want to overexpose it by a stop. I want to burn it more in, get more density into the actual film. The digital on 200 ISO, so a full stop is going to be 400 ISO. So I'm going to shoot this 400 ISO with the same settings, which by memory is 125th f4. And for all the people that don't believe I know how to use a light meter, if I come in here, now you'll see I got 125th f4. So that's what I was shooting is exactly where I want to be shooting for my digital, but I'm going to push this one stop over. So I'm going to be on f4 and I'm going to be at 125th. I'm just going to drop this down, which will lift the shadow up. Let's get a focus. Cool, that's really cool. So all I'm waiting is I've got a sparkling RaRa's eyes. I'm happy with everything, how that's looking. I've cocked my shutter. I'm at my first shot. All right, cool. Better. I'm not wasting film. Make it good. Cool. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Sorry about the rain. Cool, cool, cool. I like that. Bit edgier. Yeah, there, cool. So now that I'm back in the office, I just want to show you about why my decision is if I'm going to be shooting film, I'm going to tend to be shooting color in future more than black and white. And the main reason is this is a scan of the black and white T-Max picture, and this is the scan of the Portra 400. So if I've done nothing to either of these in Lightroom except export them and then bring them into Photoshop. Even though you see all these layers here, none of them are doing anything at the moment. They're all sitting there empty. And if I go to the black and white picture, there's stuff going on here, but let's bring it back to RAW. So that's my scan, because my scan was done as a RGB. So there's a color in there which I need to remove out in Photoshop. My main thing is I don't have any way of changing this feel of the black and white from the black and white of the film. So just by me turning all these layers back on, you'll see that the main change is there's a layer here which is taking the color out of the layer, a black color fill layer with a blending mode set at color. The little things like dodging and burning and things like that when you're shooting with film, it becomes worse because when you dodge and burn, you're actually dodge and burning the film grain. And if you carefully look at an area, I just cleaned up of a bit of a shadow under her eye, so it's not showing a good representation. So any dodging and burning you're doing, you're affecting the subject as well as the film grain at the same time. All my other things I use to tone a picture in black and white, I can't actually use now. I've only got a monochrome image. So I've got my gradient map layer, which to add contrast, but all it's doing is adding contrast to everything, including the grain, not just to the subject. If I come across to the color picture and start showing you the difference I have to move, if I just put a black and white color fill layer, all that does is change it to black and white, keeps your luminosity exactly the same. So now if I just come into Photoshop's black and white layer, you'll see that if I turn on and off my fill layer, you can see two different tonalities. You'll see her lips have changed and her skin's changing. If I come up here now and just play around with some of these things, I have the ability to lighten and darken different parts of the image, which I can't do with a black and white picture. So it allows me to tone up the picture the way I want to use it. And you've got all of these different tools then to build on that. If I now bring in, say, if I bring in a hue and sat layer underneath this now, and then play around with the hue and sat of this picture, you can see I can look at all these changes I can do to the toning of this picture. If we come into channel mixer layer, if I turn off stuff above and below it and come down to green filter, bang, I've got that look. I can then come through all the different, so I've got the blue filter, you see how much things changed. Come down to the red filter, you'll see her skin really goes light and bright. But then underneath this, I can drop in my hue and sat layer on this and then play around with my hue and sat on this picture. I know this looks revolting, but it's just what I'm doing. But you can now fine tune little things. See how I can just fine tune her face a tiny bit with this? This is the reason why in future, if I'm going to be shooting film, it's more likely I'm going to be shooting color film, so I have the ability to tone the pictures like I do with my own work.
So we hope you guys enjoyed that. I will throw up some other RaRa videos from other commercial shoots we've done with her on the screen now.